Hey everybody, this is Chris Holcomb with another fantastic video because it's Terrific Tuesday. So, what I want to do is go into this new episode and talk about, I guess, where I left off, ROI, but talk about one very important aspect of ROI, which is cash flow. A way to evaluate cash flow or what you rent a property for in Detroit market. So, pretty much I'm going to give you a couple key points on what to look for when you're evaluating how to estimate what a property to rent for, what the cash flow will be, and if you're buying turnkey properties, then you'll know what if that rent that they're charging is valuable cash flow, and do you need to up it or lower it, or exactly what. If you got tenants in there, you're probably stuck. If they're long-term tenants, that's getting rent rolls and evaluating that. But besides that, what you need to do is know how to evaluate cash flow and understand rental prices and what properties to rent for. In the Detroit area, like I say, it's very vast, so you need to understand probably several key points. Number one is this area, which goes back to location. Where's the property located at? West side properties a lot of times go more than east side properties. However, sometimes it's the same. What you need to evaluate is where it is and what the rental market is over there. Find out what it's renting for. If you don't know that, then you can look it up. If you don't know how to look it up, you can talk to an agent. If you don't know anybody, you can evaluate it by going through classifieds. There's a lot of properties people are rental classifieds that tell you what they rent for. You need to know how to do your due diligence and evaluate what it should rent for too, so you'll know. So know your area. Know what Detroit east side properties rent for, west side properties if it's east side and it's off of Mack and Bewick. Don't rent it at all. Don't get it at all. But if it's on the east side in the Hoover and 7 Mile area, or Gratiot or Kelly, closer to Harper Woods, you should know what those properties could rent for potential. And it should just be a rough estimate, but it should give you some schematics on what your potential ROI is, because that's what you're working on if you're looking to sell it as a wholesale, as a flip, to an investor who wants to rent it out, or you're looking to buy a whole. You should know what you're getting in that aspect, or if you're even buying a turnkey property. So understanding cash flow affects a lot of type of investors in this market. So once you understand the area, the next thing is understand one of the most valuable things of what type of property it is. Is it a brick or it's frame? Long story short, brick is king. Brick rents out for more, frame doesn't. It's what people prefer. You have to agree to who wants to rent your property, which is the mass public, and what they say unfortunately goes. So don't be out here looking at frame properties and thinking they're going to rent for the same thing as a brick property in the same neighborhood or around the corner. So let's be honest. Also, a little tidbit: crawl spaces, slab properties, they don't sell good too. Most people in Detroit likes properties with basements. They can store stuff. They can make that into a bedroom. So that's a FYI, a tip of the day. So somebody saying I got a 3-bedroom sitting on a slab, it's not going to rent as much as somebody got a 3-bedroom with a brick that's in the basement. So this was a tidbit, but make sure you know that brick is king, frame is not. So don't get stuck on frame and think it's going to rent for the same. Brick will always rent more, and that goes back to the area also. From there, what you need to know is the type of property. Bungalow. We have bungalow. We have colonial. We have ranch. So you need to know about those and know what they may rent, because a lot of times it's the preference. A lot of people pay more for colonial because all the bedrooms upstairs, and they feel most of the time they're bigger properties too. So that's another thing that you can consider. So that's why they're liked a lot. However, bungalows are primarily at least 70% around or more in Detroit, so they sell more. Most people are used to them. Ranches, they're here to miss. They're there, but they're not as common as bungalows. They're more probably as a stable level, a little bit lower than colonials. But people love ranch properties, so that's another thing. So you pretty much got to play in here. But as long as it's brick, you'll probably have a good chance of selling it and renting it for what you're trying to rent it for. From there, you need to know the bedrooms. How many? The more bedrooms, the more people are going to pay. You got 3 bedrooms, it's going to rent for maybe $750, depends on the area. You got a 4-bedroom, you might be getting $850. It's just because most people want more room. They may have 2 kids, they may have 3 kids. They want to make sure they got that opportunity. Or somebody just want a room where they can just stack up stuff instead of going to the basement or the garage. If it has a garage, then they ain't got to deal with that. So more bedrooms, more money. It's just what it is. Next is the square footage, because all 3 bedrooms ain't the same. You get a 1,000 square foot house with 3 bedrooms versus a 1,500 square foot house, it's going to rent more. Same as bedroom size matters, pretty much. So you got to be logical and know those things when you're looking at a property for a potential flip to an investor, for a turnkey, so you can make sure you put the proper tenants in there to give you the proper rent. You want to make it that property reach its potential. You don't want to cut it short. So those are several things you need to be understanding. You need to know your area, so you'll know what they rent for. You need to know what type of property, so you'll know what that style rents for. You also need to know the bedrooms. You need to know the square footage. You need to know that if it has a basement or not. That's a tidbit. Don't mess with it. Without a basement, it's not going to really rent out. So those are things you need to know around in the Detroit market. Outside the Detroit market, all bets are off. Frame is just as viable as freaking brick. You got multi-properties, as you see behind me, that are frame at the top and brick below. So just understand, in the Detroit market, those are key aspects. So that's going to end this video today. I just want to give you a brief update because that affects your ROI immensely if you don't know what your cash flow is. If you're looking at ROI, or you're looking to rent, or you're looking to flip to an investor, or you're looking to get a turnkey property, you need to know the area and what is that a viable cash flow. So as always, I appreciate all the feedback. If you like this, click like. If you want to subscribe and see other videos, definitely do that. And feedback is always welcome. And like I always say, stay focused, stay consistent, and I'll catch you on the next video because these terrific Tuesdays will keep rolling. Have a good day.